was a bit of a crazy day, to be honest. I come off twice, that's fun. Still working on all the slow work. So, obviously up until now, I haven't really spoken directly to the camera. I haven't really addressed it. I haven't addressed anybody. Just no real reason, to be honest. I've just been more focused on putting in the work, and capturing the footage has just sort of been one of those things that's been happening as a byproduct of it. To be honest, most of it was just to track my progress, so at the end of the day I could have a little bit of a review and see how I've done. Just obviously when you're learning to wheelie, it's one of those difficult things where everybody can tell you what it is that they do and how it feels and whatever. You're still trying to fight the instinct of not wanting to fall backwards, so it takes some getting used to. And obviously you feel like you're higher than you are because you've never been there before. So that's what the footage was mainly for. So we're just to have a little review and see how I'm getting on, see what's going on where. With that being said, I'm kind of at a point now where I'm comfortable-ish enough, I should say. Obviously, keeping it humble, I've still got a long way to go, a long way. But I'm at least to the point where I'm fairly confident with the back brake control. And I'm not just talking getting up to balance point and then playing with the back brake. I'm talking full send clutch up, catching it with the back brake and then settling down. I'm feeling comfy with that now. So yeah, and that's the same for the knee knocker as well. Like I'm feeling dropping back on it feels good. But it all still feels so foreign sometimes. You go back that little bit more and it just feels completely different. So it's one of those where I'm just gonna have to keep putting in more work, but that's fine. Enjoy the process. That's what it's there for. Now going forward, I intend to be doing a lot more sort of actually speaking to the camera, explaining what's what and why what's what. I do want to do a little, basic tips on wheelies. Not that I'm anything great, but I think it's kind of useful when you listen to other people, what they have learned, what they've tried, what didn't work, what felt like what. At the end of the day, if you can share your experience, you never know how that might benefit someone else. So I feel I'm at a point now where if I do say certain things, it's not coming from a place of ignorance where I feel like I know what I'm doing, but actually it's the things I've been doing that has actually been working. You know what I mean? You can speak to a lot of people and they say, oh yeah, all you need to do is this and all you need to do is that. And it's like, yeah, that's great, but do you do it? Do you know how it feels? Because saying it and then doing it are two completely different things. Where I've been doing it, hopefully I can share a little bit of my experience from my side, what I've learned, things that I struggled with, and hopefully other people can get a bit more back from it, and hopefully we can keep growing the supermoto life. Obviously I know I've got my dirt wheels on, but long story, had a madness with the supermoto wheels. Red Loctite on sprocket bolts, everybody. Red Loctite, that's all I'm going to say to that. So second swing arm, Sumo wheels are in the shop. We've got a fresh hub, they need to be rebuilt. Shout out to Candy Wheels doing a fresh rebuild on those wheels, so can't wait to get those back on, and then we'll see. I feel like with the work I'm putting in on these, because they're so unstable in a sense, because the tyres are so much thinner, so much narrower, getting grips to hitting really slow wheelies at balance point on such a narrow contact patch, obviously being knobblies as well, I'm so curious to see how it's going to feel when I do get back on the supermoto wheels, because I think that will be very interesting. And of course, I can't wait to be banging stoppies again. But also, I need to get my rear shock rebuilt. Too many stoppies. But that's what it is. You can't start this thing off thinking that it's all going to go great, because then you're going to be disappointed when things go wrong. Just got to start it knowing it's a journey. There's going to be some ups, there's going to be some downs, but overall you keep putting in the work, turn up, you get incremental gains, and that's all you need really. As long as you're gaining slightly, you're winning. Just enjoy the process. I look back at the last year and think, wow, it's been a lot of fun. But yes, that's enough rambling anyway. We'll see how the next videos go. I'll see how I feel in terms of talking to you directly. Obviously, I've got no problem speaking to the camera. It's not that. It's just most of the time I'm just so focused on getting on the bike and focusing on that, feeling every single little thing, the tire changes and all that. So I will try, but no promises, because I'm just too focused sometimes. Now, one last thing before I do go, there's going to be a little bit of a build up, because I'm set to be going to the Madcap Society Ride in Sweden at the end of July, and I think that should be a very, very interesting one, because if anybody knows anything about the supermoto meetups, Sweden's a spot. So yeah, there'll be a little build up for that, and hopefully I'll get a few people following me along for the journey. I've got some crazy ideas for footage and content coming. Like I said, it hasn't been about content this far, it's literally just been putting together what we've got, working out a few little, should we say, like little niggles, little teething issues with the hardware, so make sure you have the right cameras. Started off with GoPros, they were rubbish, bin that idea off, get different gimbals and stuff like that. 360s, obviously we've done a couple of 360 videos, so we can play around with a lot more now, moving into the next few weeks and months before Sweden, and then let's see what happens. But yeah, keep putting in the work, consistency and all that. I'm out. Just put it up there for a minute. Huh? What? It's in my helmet. All good? Yeah? Oh!
Oh no! That's not good then.
If I put my chin skirt back on, it'll be fine.
Oh, yeah.
That's alright. Huh?
Still need to test and see what.
Yeah, right.